What's up, everybody? Welcome back. So in front of me is my Wheelhorse B100, and if you haven't already noticed, it's got a new engine on it. Finally got this thing running and driving. A couple videos back, I picked up a bunch of Bohlins and some wheel horses. This one was my wheel horse, and I finally got around to getting this engine swap done. Usually I do a build video on what I'm doing, or progress, stuff like that, and I'll do a step-by-step or whatever if you've seen my last videos. And I filmed it all with my GoPro. Of course, I did the whole build video on it, putting the engine on, everything. And the footage all got corrupted because that is my luck, because technology hates me. But I had a whole build video and everything. It was like 3 hours of footage I filmed, and it's all gone. So all I got left is the finished product, pretty much. But what are you gonna do? At least in this video, I want to show you how I did it and stuff like that. I can't do step by step because I ain't got the footage, but I'm gonna show you as many details as I can because I've seen a lot of people do these Predator swaps on these wheel horses, and I've never seen somebody ever do like a full, like, how they did it sort of thing. I'm sure they're out there, I just haven't seen it. So what I want to do in this video is show how I got to this point and do a ride at the end too, because I haven't taken this in the trails yet, and that's kind of what I built this for. So let's take a look at the tractor. So I got this thing for 200 bucks up in Pennsylvania. Wheelhorse B100. It originally had a 10 horsepower Kohler on it, which I still have, but it didn't run. It needed a starter. Carb was gunked up, it smoked a lot, and I just, I've always wanted to do this. If you're a wheel horse purist and you want to keep everything original, I agree with you, because I'm the same way. I love original stuff. My Bohlins that I had, all original, everything was original. But I wanted to make a custom tractor that I've always wanted. I always wanted a wheel horse this body style. I always wanted a 3-speed, and I always wanted to do an engine swap. Ever since I was a kid, seeing back in the day these things when people were doing this, I've always wanted to do one. So if you don't like that, sorry, but it's my tractor. So this thing was pretty much exactly how you see it when I got it. I took out the old tank, all the wiring, all that stuff, the deck lift, where the amp meter is, all that stuff. Took all that out and gutted it. And I'm gonna clean all this up at some point. This is just to the point where I got it running and driving. There's still a lot more I want to do, which I will film. But got the engine all off, cleaned it all up. Had a 20% off coupon at Harbor Freight, and I got a 301cc or an 8 horsepower Predator engine. I was gonna go with a 420, but it was another $100, and I had a coupon. I got this for 200 bucks, so $400 just with the tractor and engine alone. And now with these, you cannot fit one of these engines without the air box, the factory air box, hitting this hood, because the tank barely clears as is. I can barely get a finger in there. So I went on Amazon, and they had these air filter kits. They're like 20-30 bucks, and it comes with the adapter that bolts in the carb. And then I also got a PCV breather filter here, which actually looks pretty sweet. I like how it's all black and red. I wanted it to match, so it's all black and red. So I got this filter and this air filter for about, let's say $35 or $40, let's say $40 in total for that. So $440 as of right now. I kept the stock muffler. I have a round muffler I want to put here, but I got the wrong adapter. So for now, the muffler is actually just hitting right outside of the headlight bezel. So the exhaust is going out of the hood, which works for me. I also got a 5-inch pulley with a 1-inch shaft, because that's what these 301s and 420s take. I got a 5-inch pulley off Amazon for 15 bucks. Very good quality, nice and straight. This is the factory belt, which is on its last leg, but I'm gonna run this thing till it blows, because I had it set up perfectly where I wanted it with the factory belt. So when I got this set up, the engine, I didn't have to put a plate or anything. I just lined it up. I got a square. I squared everything up where I wanted it, and then got the bolt holes pretty much right on the edge of the frame here, and then back over here in line. I squared everything so this engine is perfectly square, and I measured it to be about 1.5 inches from this factory bolt back here. So, I mean, granted, you might have yours set up differently, but it's about 1.5 inches from this original mounting hole. You have these two and then that one. And then I made my own holes. So, with this engine set up straight on the frame with a 5-inch pulley, it fits perfectly in the original belt housing. And then on the bottom here, I had a problem where it was smacking the bottom of this cover right here. So I found a piece of scrap metal. It was a piece of flat, I forgot what thickness it was, but it was about a 2-inch by 10-inch piece of flat steel. I got a piece of cardboard, measured it out, and then I made this pulley bracket. Got it all painted up, lined everything up so it fits, made it look nice and factory looking, painted her black, and then this sets this belt up so it doesn't smack down here. So after I got the whole belt system set up, I used the factory throttle cable. I ran it down, and the original tie down point right here, let me get a better view. The original tie down tab lined up perfectly with this existing bolt hole on the back of the engine block. So I tied her to there, looped her around, and she works perfect. So with what I paid for the tractor, the hardware, which I had for free actually, metal bar right here, I made this because it comes with a little tab that bolts on the back of the air filter housing that holds the choke lever down, but it don't work well. So I took a free piece of metal, bent it, and painted it for the choke. So that was free. The hardware for the engine was free. I had that laying in one of my bolt bins, and every other little tiny thing I had for this was free. I already had it in stock. $200 tractor, $200 engine, and let's say about $70 in accessories, pulleys, all that stuff. And I'm into it for $470, which is not bad for a reliable engine, reliable rear because it's a manual, and a fully straight and, you know, not banged up old wheel horse. Next thing I need to do is order tie rods. I do have some play, but for right now it works. I want to get new tires as well. These hold air, so they're staying. I still want to go through, and where this bare metal is right here where I cut this, because this went all the way to here, but it didn't fit right and it wouldn't work with this extra pulley I put on, so I just cut it here on an angle. So the belt's still covered, your leg's still covered, all this is protected except for right here, but I'm really going to be the only one using this thing, so I'm not worried about it. And then I want to clear coat it. I really want to leave the patina. I love the way the patina is on this thing. All the wear marks and where people have bolted stuff down before and all that stuff. All this wear, I really want to encapsulate it. So I want to get some clear coat, some of that Vice Grip Garage stuff, paint this whole thing, and then also get some diamond plate to cover up here and some other stuff and make it look a little bit more snazzy. And then she'll be all good after that. But for now, this is exactly how I want it. And I must say, it does look pretty sweet with that Predator in there. All right, so this is going to be the first major ride I'm actually doing on this thing. Easy as that. Let's see if the front wheels don't fall off of this thing. So what's nice too is I have it set up, you can see how she's running, but also if I go about half clutch, loosens the belt. If I go all the way, it stops the belt. So I can do half clutch, full clutch, it stops, and I can shift gears. Half clutch, I can shift on the go, and then got her in high. Low gear is literally the slowest thing ever. So. There we go. So full speed. It's right here. I have the throttle turned down. I just slide it in. It only goes right there. The thing is pretty quick. 5-inch pulley is the perfect speed for this thing. Remember how I said the wheel might fall off? Well, it just did. Holy crap! Where'd it go? Oh, it's in the back. You've got to be kidding me. There's no pin? I thought there was a pin. I literally, I did not plan that. I'm not even kidding. I did not expect that at all. Holy crap, that is hilarious. Oh my God, I cannot believe that just happened. That was genuine. Before you try to do a wheelie under 60s or 70s garden tractor, make sure the wheel's fully attached. Oh, that is hilarious. Well, let me see what happened. Okay, let's try this again. So I am missing a C-clip here, which I did not know. And also this tie rod is just, doesn't work. So, all right, no wheelies. Now let's see if I can drive it for just a couple minutes. Looks like I got more parts to order. That is so funny that I can't get over that. Now the tie rod will probably fall off again. Let's just hope it doesn't. It's the first time I've ever actually had it like out in the woods. Tell you what, it just powers up these little hills. That's low gear in first. It's a perfect crawler gear. Okay, got no brake. I still can't get over that wheel falling off. I literally couldn't script that if I tried. I'm too dumb enough to check things like that, so. It's like a perfect mud hole. Oh! And it fell off again. There I go. Yep. Alright. I think it really is time to put this thing away because my wheel's not going to stop falling off. This shouldn't happen. I think this is the first time I've ever been this confident about finishing something and it not being done. This thing is far from finished, but I'm out here doing stuff like this. Today's just not my day. There she is. Minus the wheel constantly falling off, which honestly to me is hilarious. Got a lot more coming for it. Hopefully you guys are interested. This thing is absolutely such fun to rip around and drive. That 5-inch pulley is perfect. It's perfect gear ratio. You can pop wheelies in third, minus that. And it's just fun. This thing is just, I don't know. There's something about being on an old wheel horse and ripping it through the woods. It's just no other feeling. So hopefully this video helps you out. Hopefully this maybe motivates you to get one of your old rollers going and throw a Predator on it. $500 bucks, you have something like this. Thanks for watching, guys. I'll catch you later.